For this week's video, we're reviewing a piece of camera equipment that I've had in my kit for the past 8 years. I've used it on basically every shoot I've done, and it travels with me whenever I shoot abroad. The item in question is the SmallRig tabletop tripod. I paid my own money for this. I paid $35.99 in 2020. Actually, that's for the second one. I bought one years earlier. I found it so useful to have in my kit. I bought a second one because of that. So what is it? At a fundamental level, a tripod is a tool to hold a camera equipment in a fixed position. It doesn't have to be used just for camera equipment, but that's what it was mainly designed for. The SmallRig tripod is all metal in construction. The base is metal, I believe it's aluminium. So is the head, and even the plate is made out of metal. So there's no plastic in it for a weak point to break. This is a small tripod designed for tabletop or ground use. I'll show in a second an accessory I've kitted out my one with, which actually is holding my DJI Pocket 3 at the moment. The tripod itself can be separated from the base. So the head comes off from the base. And it uses a standard 3/8 inch threaded bolt to attach that. This is the standard format for all tripods, so you can interchange. So if you want to use a different ball head or a different tripod head, or use the ball head on a different tripod, then you can mix and match because they're standard components. So the ball head itself is a 2-axis controlled unit. We have the ball movement, which is a ball joint with a section that goes 90 degrees, and we have a rotational joint, so you can rotate it just on the one axis. One additional cool feature with the levers is if they are in a tricky to move spot, you can pull them out and then rotate them, and then they snap back in with the magnet. So if you were trying to get this, so say it was, so pull it out, turn it to the way you want it, and then put it back. So if you had, say, a clearance issue here, and there was some sort of cable running down here and you couldn't do it, so if you couldn't turn it this way, you could pull it out, rotate it up to the top, and then push it like that. So that solves the clearance issue, and it's held in with a magnet. The tripod plate that comes with is an Arca style plate, and this is compatible with other Arca style plate products. So it's not a proprietary plate that you could only buy from one manufacturer. So as I've lost one of these plates, I've bought a spare plate, just a generic one from eBay, and it fits just as well. In fact, it's slightly better, because this one has a screwdriver or coin slot to tighten it, whereas my other tripod plate has a flip up tightening mechanism, which means you can do it without any tools. The last feature of this tripod is a spirit level. I've never used it, so I can't comment how accurate it is. I've never found the need for it because I use other methods. This tripod itself is from SmallRig. I have another one which is an off-brand of it. And I've had this one for 8 years now or so, and it's still working as good as it was when I first got it. It's a little stiff, but that's a feature rather than a con, because you can put it at half height. So instead of being right on the bottom, you can set what height you want it and then use the ball head to adjust it to get it level. The feet have like grippy rubber parts, which are surprisingly effective. I've dropped it a couple of times just in day-to-day life of using it, and I'm always more worried about the surface I'm dropping it onto rather than the tripod itself. So if it hits like concrete, you're worried about it chipping the concrete rather than the tripod. It's been in the sea and it's been in sand, and it hasn't rusted up at all. So I think it's held up really well. So I'm going to move so this is the other tripod. So I've just using this one to hold the GoPro. I'm going to switch over to the other tripod. To increase the height, I have a extension tripod tube. This is a branded POZ, P-O-L-O-Z, but it's just a generic one from China. You can get carbon fibre ones which are lighter, but I have an aluminium one and it's held up well. So it enables me to increase the height of the tripod, and it's still compact when it's finished. On top of the tripod, I have a set of extensions. This is done so that I can put a additional mic bar in between that and the tripod head, because I found that this screw to get the screw that protrudes out the top of the parts is too short to have an intermediate part in the place. So I found a way of making a longer screw feed through, which still enables enough threads so I can put the tripod head on top. This enables a mic bar, so I can put 2 mics on either side and then have the camera mounted above. For more detail on this, please check my video on my binaural rig. I'll link it up in the top and in the description. So this is achieved by having, move it out of the way, just it's a 3/8 inch female to female 3/8 inch female to female connectors. Well, it's actually 3/8 inch female to 1/4 inch male, and then a connector to join the two, and then the same again. And then I bought, which is currently now seized in there because I've cross-threaded it by mistake, just a piece of threaded rod. That is the correct threading for it. You can get 3/8 inch threaded rod, and that solves the problem there. But this is cross-threaded on there, so it's now permanently attached. But I always want it on there, so I've never been needing to remove it. So it can hold quite a bit of weight. Here's my GH5 on it. Let me tighten up these things. And I wouldn't have too much qualms about leaving it like this as a fixed thing, as long as I knew no one would be here to knock it over or it wasn't too windy. In the lowest configuration, where you've just got the tripod but no extension tube, I think that's fine to be left somewhere where, even if it is windy, then that'll be fine. It's just where this raises the centre of mass up quite high off the base, which makes it more vulnerable to falling over. But it's very quick to change it up. So the minimum height you can expect it to be off the ground. You can see here that the tripod plate is about 10 centimeters to the bottom of the camera. So obviously, depending on the height of your camera, it will vary on how high the sensor is over the bottom. So it can go really quite low, or using the extension tube in place, which is honestly the most common way I use it, is about 35 centimeters up to the bottom of the camera when the tube is not extended. But if I do extend it up to its maximum height, we're now about 45 centimeters above the table. So that's not bad considering how small the broken down footprint is of the tripod. So this is my Lowepro camera backpack, which is a small camera backpack. So this is the drinks compartment, and as you can see, it fits in there nicely. So if you think compared to, say, a bottle of water, it's slightly smaller than a bottle of Coke. And you can break it down further as it does. So I've now taken the two parts apart, and I can put it in the bottom there. And that's even smaller, so it cramps down even smaller. I've often stuck it in jacket pockets or coat pockets or even trouser pockets. It just fits anywhere when broken down into its smallest components. And it's so useful when you don't have to think, oh, do I need to bring it or not? Or can I afford to use the space up? Because it fits anywhere, you can break it down into the individual parts and then just take it with you. And if you don't end up using it on the shoot, it's all fine. But if you do, it's really useful to do that. Another use I commonly use it for is for holding these small video lights. So this is an Aputure F1 or F7, I think it's an F7 light with an MP something battery on the back, you know, one of the bigger ones. And this is great for putting in the background or mounting just anywhere that you can find a spot to put the lights. So I often use it for lighting the background or lighting just as a throw light to balance the scene out. And the tripod fits on the bottom, and you can tilt it all the different angles. So say you wanted to throw out some light on the back wall, you can do that, or light over there, or put it on a shelf somewhere and then light, just to get a key hair light kind of thing. It's so useful, so versatile.